Good evening, everybody. Good to see everyone around. So we're going to start the stream off a little different today. I'm going to actually buy a premium pack and open some scrolls. I have a few already saved up from Hall of Magic farming that I did earlier this week. Good, Childish, good. So Childish, if you want to go ahead and jump into 2160, I can add you up, because I know you wanted to add me. Hey Smoochie, hey Mage Warfare. Alright, so let's see if we have any luck with these scrolls I got. I had saved up 3 and I just bought the pack for 11, so let's see how we can do here. No lightning. I only stop if I see lightning. Alright, no lightning. Looks like this is, the pools are just as bad as I remember. I do have 1,000 unknown scrolls. I'm sure I could have got that many 3 stars from those. So another little change I made. So in Arena, I was having trouble with my Lucian staying alive against Fiery Nugami. Sometimes he would just get one shot and he wouldn't get a go. So instead of Fatal Focus, I switched him to Fatal Energy. And I moved the 6-star energy rune for my Vampire to my Lucian. So I have a 63%er here. And I'm going to need to max this one out at some point. That's a rumored little ouch. And then on my Vampire, I just went ahead and stuck a regular 4-star rune here because I already had a 6-star on the other side. So my Vampire's damage is right around 1,800, which is, it's decent. And over here, my Lucian's damage is now up over 2,500. So I think that's going to be much better, and his HP is actually sustainable, like he won't actually die in one shot. So I'm interested to try this out. Yes, McLeod, Epicon Priest Fire is pretty much the best one, in my opinion. Something I need to start doing is I need to start looking for energy runes 6-star for this person because I think I'm gonna make her 6-star next. It's really tough between her or the Water Sylph. As you can see, I started putting stuff on her. I want to go Despair Focus, but I think I want to go Attack Percent all the way around instead of putting an Accuracy rune on 6. I don't know yet. Her damage is already, or his damage is pretty high. So I'm not sure which one of these I'm going to 6-star next. I have a lot of options here. The things I want 6 stars are my Fire Epicon Priest, my Wind Warbear, my Wind Sylph, and my Water Sylph. And my Water Period and Mystic Witch at some point. I use Swift Energy on my Epicon Priest. You want a speed rune here though? I don't have one, so I'm just using a simple HP percent rune now. Patrick, my guild is full up, and it's not mine. It belongs to Derp Turtle, who's another streamer. And as you can see, everyone's pretty high. We have the number 2 ranked player, and we have a whole bunch of top 100s. As you can see, I'm way down here. I'm pretty sure these bottom couple are friends of other people in the guild. You didn't miss anything, Kevin. We just started. I opened up a few scrolls. I didn't get anything good, so not too much to miss. I think I'm going to start doing some like monster spotlights too. Like I really want to showcase why I think the Chimera is so good. A lot of people have been giving him a lot of hate on Reddit and everything else. So that might be coming up soon in the future. I'm also going to be streaming a few other games. Sims 4 is coming out soon. So I'm definitely going to be streaming that a little bit. I'm not sure how much because Sims usually doesn't keep me entertained for very long. But I've always played each one of them. McLeod Patrick, I'm using a mouse because I'm playing on my computer. This is a program called BlueStacks. Wind Still Fit is pretty good, Alp XI. It's if you have a Fire Epicon Priest, it's not as good as the Fire Epicon, but if you don't, it's really good. So another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a water team. I'm going to water Chimera, water Sylph, water Periot, and water Mystic Witch. I think I mentioned that before. It's going to be pretty good. McLeod Patrick, water Mystic Witch is the best buffer in the game for Arena, that is. So it increases the attack bar of all allies by 20%, increases their attack power and defense for 2 turns. So the reason why she's the best is because of her attack bar. There's other monsters that increase the attack power and defense, but none of them also increase the attack bar, and that's why she's so good. It gives you more attacks. Kevin, he's running crit damage on 4 on what monster? Oh, Chimera? He has a Wind Chimera, though, so I don't know how that would work. Yeah, Patrick, I'll do that later in the arena. I'll show you both of them. Patrick, if you miss me doing it, you can watch the VOD on YouTube later, or you can watch it here on Twitch. I'm not gonna. I do the arena at the end of my stream. I don't know, Kevin. I like having the. I don't have a crit damage rune, first of all, for violent or energy, so I don't know. He also runs Swift on his Chimera, and I run violent because I like the extra attacks. But my Chimera already attacks for 9k, and with violent, he gets an extra hit, so I think it's just better to do it that way. So what I'm going to do now, Patrick, is I'm going to do some team help advice, and Zenocite might actually join me and help me here a little bit, if he's still hanging around. Zenocite's really, really smart at the game. He's a free-to-play player, so his arena rating is not super high because he hasn't gotten any 5 stars yet, but he's really smart. I read all of his posts in the App Invasion forums, and he's absolutely the guy to talk to about certain things. He does a lot of the math stuff. So if you want me to look at your team or anything like that, just go ahead and post in chat, and I'll be glad to help you out. All right, I'm gonna give Zeno a call here. Patrick, go to channel 2160, and we can look at your team. Same for you not falling. Lelouch, yeah, I would definitely use Violent Runes on my Wind Rakshasa. Hey, Zeno, what's up? Yeah, I would definitely use Violent Runes.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear my stream in the background, though.
All right.
Yeah, 2160, Patrick. Hey, Zeno, what's up?
Not much.
Yeah, I can hear my stream in the background, though.
All right.
You're going to have to cut my stream off, I think, in the back. See, Patrick.
Okay. Let me just
Hey, Zeno, what's up?
mute it. Not much.
Yeah, you can mute it because you're going to be able to hear me through Skype anyway.
Okay. There's a bit of the delay on the stream for me now, so I might.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it'd be easier if you just like went to the same people's pages as I did. Like,
Right.
come to 2160 and then just do the same thing I'm doing. Yes, Cloudy, that is Zeno.
And who are you looking at right now?
If you go to 2160, I'm looking at not falling 91. Not falling, if you could type something else again so he could see you. Were you already in 2160 or no?
All right. I'm in his island now.
Okay. Did you see not falling 91 type?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and check his first, and then we'll do Patrick's. So he's running a Fire Epicon, Water Mystic Witch, Wind Warbear, and Fire Inugami on his defense team. Patrick, I don't have enough viewers to need any more mods at the moment. Booty pretty much does all the modding for me for now. If I ever get any bigger on Twitch, I'll add more mods. So what do you think about that defense team, Zeno?
Looking at his monsters, that seems to be the right way to go.
So my opinion, first of all, is that you're trying to run offense and defense on the same team, and I don't think that that is the right way to go. I think you either need to go all offensive or all defensive. And based on the fact that you only have a couple of defensive monsters, I wouldn't suggest going completely defensive. I'm I would definitely suggest the offensive approach. Probably Water Mystic Witch, Fire Epicon, Fire Inugami, and something else. I'll see what Zeno thinks about it.
I would say he should probably train up his Phantom Thief and take advantage of the high attack on that.
Of the Phantom Thieves, I definitely think the Wind one is the best. The Wind Rakshasa is also an option. He's got a Wind Magic Archer down there for single target. What runes would you run on the Phantom Thief?
I guess either Fatal Blade or Rage Blade. Since Surprise Visit has an increased critical rate chance, so it can take advantage of Rage with that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with what Zeno said and say that go ahead and run Rage Blade on this guy and put him in the team with Fire Inugami, Water Mystic Witch, and Fire Epicon Priest. And this way, the Fire Epicon Priest can shield for a turn, your Water Mystic Witch can buff, and then your Inugami and Phantom Thief can just go ham on the opponents. For runes, I would switch your Inugami to Fatal Blade with probably a crit percent chance on 4. And you're going to want attack percent in these other 2 spots. For your Fire Epicon, I would run Swift Energy. And Zeno, just chime in if you have something to say about these.
All right.
You're going to want to keep your Fire Hellhound and your Water Imps and stuff for Giant's Keep later on.
Or just one thing to mention, if you're running Swift on 2, I find sometimes it might be better to wait until you get a 5-star rune for it, since that's when the incremental upgrades change from +1 speed to +2 speed.
That's true. Are you talking about the Epicon Priest?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you end up running a speed on 2, I don't run a speed on 2 because Swift is enough for me to go first a lot of the time. But if you do put a speed rune on 2, make sure you get at least a 5-star rune first. All right, I think the next guy we're going to check it's me, Patrick. Can you see his name there?
Yeah. Water Death Knight.
Oh wow, he's got Water Death Knight, Water Undine, Fire Epicon, and I think that's a Wind Magical Archer.
Yep.
I'm colorblind, so sometimes I can't see the... So I fought a Water Death Knight early today, and it wrecked me. The guy who I fought had a Water Death Knight, a Water Phantom Thief, a Water Sylph, and a Dark Hellhound. And the Dark Hellhound just wrecked me while the Water Death Knight just proceeded to destroy me.
First thing you'll probably want to do is change your leader. The Water Death Knight has no leader skill.
Yeah, I see that. In the arena, you can definitely use Water Mystic Witch as your leader. She gives a pretty awesome leader buff. So I think for you, as for your team, I would go I'd put Water Mystic Witch as your leader, Fire Epicon, Wind Magical Archer, and Water Death Knight. I don't think the Undine is good enough, personally. I don't know what Zeno thinks about it. He might have more experience.
I have an Undine, but I haven't trained one yet, so I don't have comments on that. So you might want to awaken your Mystic Witch before switching it out.
And for the Mystic Witch runes, you need speed on 2, you need HP percent on 4, and accuracy on 6, and you want to go Swift Focus. For the Fire Epicon Priest, you want Swift Energy. And for the Magical Archer, there's 2 options. You can go Fatal Blade or Rage Blade. I personally like Rage Blade a little bit better, just because her crits do so much more damage. There's a YouTube video of her critting for 22, 23k. Roman Kevin asks, what's the best attack strategy against a fast squad running a Fire Sylph as a leader? You need something that's going to be able to sustain the damage, Kevin. Like, you got to be able to survive that first turn. That's the most important turn, because generally that same team who runs Fire Sylph also runs a Water Sylph and a Wind Joker. And they're just trying to blow you out in one turn. So if you can survive a couple turns with 2 healers, you'll probably get through that just fine. And sometimes you have to survive more than 2 turns because of the freeze that the Water Sylph does. Yeah, I would. You're definitely newer to the game, so I would definitely focus on awakening those 4 monsters that I mentioned: the Water Mystic Witch, the Fire Epicon Priest, the Wind Magical Archer, and the Water Death Knight. Zeno, could you type something in 2160 so Patrick can see your monsters?
Sure.
Zenocite is the guy who's streaming with me, Patrick. Yeah, any Devilmons you have right now not following, you want to spend them on at least a 4-star monster. So Phantom Thief is good. If if you think you're going to get a 5-star soon, like if you're planning on spending a lot of money on the game, then you can save them. But 5 stars don't come very commonly. I only have 1, and I've been playing since day 2 of this game, and that's been over a month ago now. I think the game came out July 12th, and I started playing on July 13th. In fact, I'm going to take a look at your monsters too, Zeno. You got some pretty good stuff, Zeno.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky with my premium pulls.
Are you able to do Giants B9 with your imps?
Not yet. I still need to. I'm still training them up. I can do up to B7. And I revived through B8 with a Dark Elemental friend.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you telling me about that. Have you tried the Dark Imp out, and do you like him?
I used it at the start, but I haven't been using it lately. Though one thing I noticed is even though it has a lot less attack than my other attackers at the time, it would often out damage them during dungeons.
That's crazy. I know the Light Imp is absolutely insane, so I would imagine the Dark one is also pretty good. Are you running Fire Period, Fire Inugami, Water Sylph, Water Mystic Witch, and defense?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to lure in some easier opponents so that I can revenge them since I can't get buff 10 lately.
I just now started winning arena battles again. I don't know what happened on defense for a while. I took my Warbear off finally because mine's not 6 stars. The people who have 6-star Warbears probably have pretty decent defenses, but I don't. Mine's not. So I took mine off and put Wind Joker on there, and that's been a lot more successful for me.
Yeah, from my experience facing Warbears, if you can get a stun on them when they're near half health, then they die without taking anything out. And almost a lot of people run stun in the later arenas.
Yeah, I don't have a good stun comp yet. Maybe when my Water Self gets fully ruined out, I will try that out, but I haven't had a chance to do it yet. If there's anybody else in chat who wants us to take a look at their monsters, please go ahead and type. Childers, I did add you, right? I can't remember if I did or not. I don't know if you're still in chat. Hey, Der Gomez, how are you doing today? So a lot of people ask me why I joined Dominate and I left Excelsia. Mainly because right now there's nothing really that the guilds aren't really doing anything yet. But I'm predicting that soon in the future that there's going to be guild wars and things, and that's the reason I joined Dominate. Right now they're pretty much the top arena guild, and I'm really hoping that once we get going, maybe we'll get some good rewards and stuff. And I'd be glad to stream that for you guys. Smoochie wants some team advice, so if you want to click his name, we'll go in and check his out.
So, arena defense.
So first thing first, I'm not sure if the Fire Epicon has a leader skill. I'll check in a second, but I think you need the Water Epicon to be, the Fire Epicon to be your leader. I think her resistance is better than the fairies.
That's a wind epicon.
Oh, that's a wind? Yeah, I'm
Yep.
colorblind, man. I can't tell. So I think Randy looks really cool, but is actually really bad.
Yeah, I get that feeling for all the bounty hunters.
Yeah, they have like the best look and like the worst skills. So I think the Wind Epicon is the worst of the Epicon Priest. The only time I would suggest running the Wind Epicon is if you have a Wind Squad, and in order to have a Wind Squad, you need a Wind Chimera, which you do not have. So I don't think I'm going to suggest running the Wind Epicon Priest for you. The Water Joker also isn't very good. I think I saw a post of yours asking about it on the forums. Fire Inferno is okay. He's better for dungeons than he is for arena, but if you put Despair Runes on him, he can actually be pretty decent in the arena. The problem is once you do that, he becomes crappy in the dungeons.
Oh, one important thing to point out about the Fire Inferno is that when you're casting Meteor, the monster you're actually choosing to target is the one that gets stunned while everyone else isn't stunned. So yeah, if you're gonna use them a lot, make sure you choose your targets correctly for Meteor.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the Water Chimera. His freeze also only works on the one you target. So yeah, for you, I'm going to suggest a slightly more defensive team. I think you should go ahead and use your Fire Inferno. Put Despair Runes on him, Despair Energy probably, or maybe even Despair Blade. I'm not real sure there, but you're definitely going to want the stun on him, and I think you should run Water Lulu, which is the Howl here, your Water Epicon, and your Wind Magical Archer. That'll give you a little bit of survivability and enough damage to sustain. Well, you also have a Wind Warbird down there. I didn't see that. Let's take the Magical Archer out and add the Warbear. That way you're a lot more defensive based. I think that will help a lot more. What about you, Zeno? What do you think for his stuff? What kind of team would you make?
Yeah, that seems about right. For the attack one, though, I think your Water Hellhound could be pretty useful.
Well, the thing is, he has a Water Mystic Witch down there too, so I don't know if I would choose the Hellhound over the Mystic Witch. Just because of squishiness issues.
Is the Mystic Witch awakened yet?
I think it was. Let me check. No, it's not yet.
Yeah, all-out attack, Group Hunt works pretty well. If you're gonna use Group Hunt, try to pick monsters with good basic attacks that usually have secondary effects.
Say that again. What did you say first?
When you're using Group Hunt with your Water Hellhound, which you should probably be spamming as much as possible, if you have monsters with good basic attack like defense drain and defense decrease and things like that, they'll sometimes activate during Group Hunt.
That I didn't know. That'd probably be good for a good stun comp.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't suggest Ralph on defense Smoochie is because he's just really squishy and he can be taken out by any guy with speed will pretty much one-shot him. It definitely in the later stages of the arena. It doesn't matter how much stuff you put on him, how much health he has, he's going to get one shot. And if you do end up stacking health on him, then you lose a lot of attack power, and then he's just not useful at all. His base health is just too low, just way too low. Like, it's half of your Infernos, and Inferno is not exactly the tankiest guy in the world either. For arena offense, you can use your Ralph, your Fire Inferno. Right now, you can use your Water Hellhound until you get your Water Mystic Witch up, and you can also bring your Water Epicon along for heals. You know you can turn your notifications off, Zeno, for your Summoner's War line.
I think, you know.
I didn't know if you knew. That's really loud.
All right, there we go.
It's not off.
Yeah.
Sure, Lumity. Let me check out Mushbeards first. Oh wait, I think Takashi wants mine. I think this first. We're gonna look at Takashi's next. Zeno.
Yeah. And it looks like Takashi is glory farming, so no
Yeah.
fun arena defense.
So he has a Fire Lich. I haven't seen too many of these that are really good in the arena yet, but they seem like they would be good if you read their skills. What do you think about the Fire Lich?
I've been testing mine out myself, but I think the general consensus is that Fatal or Despair is the way to go on it, since it's really too slow to take advantage of speed.
Yeah, it's got 92 speed. That's not the slowest, but it's pretty slow. I don't even know what kind of team I want to suggest because he's got half offensive and half defensive stuff. I guess I would go Wind Yeti, Wind Warbear, Wind Magical Archer, and Fire Lich, but I'm not sure.
I would maybe suggest a light Garuda, but then it doesn't look like it's runed up yet. So yeah, maybe the Fire Lich instead. Since the light Garuda has research just like the water one, so if you use it on your heavy hitter like Wind Magical Archer, you should be, oh wait, no, it's not really either. Yeah, if you use it on your heavy hitter, you should be able to do quite a bit of damage.
So yeah, like use it like on a Wind Magical Archer or something and then blow up. Hey, the Mera, how are you? So I can't suggest good runes for the Lich, but I can suggest that you use the Wind Magical Archer for sure with Rage Blade or Fatal Blade. You definitely use the Wind Warbear, also known as Ramagos. Probably the Wind Yeti as well. And on those two, you're going to want energy runes all the way around. And like I said, I don't really know what to do with the Lich yet, but I think you should use him based off what you have on your team. So we'll back out of that one and we'll check the next one. What are your questions, Luminity? Luminity. I think that's right, Luminity. Gunnar, I think that, like he was saying, it's just too slow. So even with violent runes, like, yeah, you might get an extra attack if you can survive a turn. So while we're waiting on Luminity to ask her questions, we can check out Mushbeards. So Mushbeard is also a big app invasion player. He's got a Fire Archangel that I'm very jealous of. Looks like he's got a pretty good defensive squad here. Water Werewolf, Fire Archangel, Fire Epicon, and Water Epicon. I wrote a thread a while back saying that if I had a dream team, that it would look something like this. With the exception now, I've changed it. I don't think I would want the Fire Archangel over the Light Archangel. But the Fire Archangel is really good. So I'm not sure about the Dark Harpoo. I would probably say it's just not good enough based off all the other Harpoos. They're just, pretty much all of them are bad. I used the Fire one for a long time when I very first started the game because it was my very first awakened monster. And once I got the Inugami, I never used him again. So as far as the Dark one goes, I've never used it obviously, but it seems really squishy considering yours is 5-star max. At max health it only has 6,500 plus the 1,500 you have, and my Chimera or any of my creatures really could one-hit that. My Water Epicon Priest, who has not a single point of attack percent on her, could do half her health in one shot.
I heard that Violent Friends actually gets all your other monsters to attack a single monster, but I'm not quite sure if that's how it works. If Mushbeard is here, he can probably type what?
Violent,
what Violent Friends
Violent
does.
what?
Violent Friends, the third skill.
Oh, Violent Friends, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know it had. That's actually looks like it could be useful, but I still think the problem is that it's too squishy. Like speed teams are just gonna wreck her every time, you know. And I know you're not using her on defense right now, but still. So you definitely need to work on getting your Archangel awakened. I feel like this Heavenly Sword ability is really good with all the defense you can get on him. I think the Water Phantom Thief is really underrated. I would definitely awaken him and get him up as well. And you have a Water Mystic Witch. I mean, you could run a pretty successful water squad. You have a Fire Rakshasa as well. So maybe you could, yeah, I think what I would do for your team, like I would run Water Mystic Witch as your leader. I would run Fire Epicon Priest, Water Phantom Thief, and Fire Archangel on defense. And put Despair Runes on your Phantom Thief. And then if you really wanted to get defensive, you could put your Fire Epicon Priest, your Water Epicon Priest, your Water Phantom Thief, and your Fire Archangel. And you're welcome to jump in on any of this, Zeno.
Yeah, I'm just not familiar with a lot of these summons.
You've got a lot of good stuff, Mushbeard. A lot of good stuff. No matter what, when you have a natural 5-star, I always suggest using your natural 5-star, just because they seem to be like really good, all of them. Even Occult Girls and Oracles, even the ones that don't seem like they'd be that good, are really good. So I always suggest using that. I would get your Water Phantom Thief up, your Water Mystic Witch up, and your Fire Rakshasa up, because the Rakshasa is going to be good in certain situations. So let's hop out of here and go check Luminities. What runes are good for Wind Warbear? Wind Warbear is, you can either use energy all the way around or 4 energy runes and 2 guard runes, and you want HP percent on 2, 4, and 6. How you doing, Azazel? Good morning, Louch. Luminity, let's check a look at your monsters. Okay, so I'm starting to become a much, much, much bigger fan of Amazons. Like, at the top of the arena, I'm starting to see a lot more of them, especially the water and fire ones. Um, I had a water one just completely take out my vampire today. It was insane. It was like one shot and he was dead. And my vampire does not have a low amount of health. Like, this thing just does damage.
One thing I would suggest on the water Amazon is work on replacing the fatal runes with rage runes if possible, because accurate shot has a bonus chance of landing a critical hit. So it's not as essential as it would be on the fire Amazon.
Still, though, it's only 30%. I mean, having crit rate. Well, I mean, you have Blade, I guess. You could put a crit rate on 4 with Rage Blade. So, yeah, I think that would work.
It's not, yeah.
So I would run Rage Blade, like he said, and run a crit rate on 4 and attack percent on 2 and 6. Your Wind Rakshasa is actually really good. I know that was one of the questions you had. I would run Violent Runes on her, and it's arguable what to go next, but because of what I'm starting to experience in the arena is that my guys are just a little bit too squishy, I suggest Violent Energy with attack percent on 2, 4, and 6. And you need to get her awakened as soon as possible. She's just so much better when she's awakened.
Yeah, would you say speed or attack is better on 2 for the Wind Rakshasa?
I don't think she needs speed so much because once she hits, like she just keeps hitting. Like I don't know. For some reason, when I had Violent on my Wind Rakshasa, sometimes she would just clear out an entire room by herself, kind of like the Fire Inugami does, but like against much stronger monsters. So I mean, as long as she can take a hit, I think it's fine with energy runes. And I think it's better to have the attack percent just because she's going to keep attacking, and the more attacks she gets with that higher attack, the more damage she's going to do.
All right.
I'm also starting to like the nine-tailed foxes a little bit. The wind one is my favorite of the bunch, but I am like starting to see a reason to use them. So as far as your team goes, I think you want to go Fire Hellhound, Water Amazon, Wind Rakshasa, and you need a fire. Do you have an Inugami?
Fire Infernal might work.
I like Fire Inferno when he's when he's stunning, but I don't feel like this is going to be a stun composition. I feel like this is going to be a survive the turn 2 and then just kill you on turn 2 composition.
Probably the Fire Amazon then. What do you think?
Yeah, you could run dual Amazons. I would switch the runes out, though. I don't think Guard's very good on her. Do you think Rage Blade on her, too?
Yeah. For Fire Amazon, Rage is a must-have because of last shot.
Okay, so what we're going with is Fire Hellhound, Fire Amazon, Water Amazon, and Wind Rakshasa. And you want Rage Blade on both your Amazons and crit rate on 4. Which one's leader? I think you want the Fire Amazon as the leader for speed.
Just make sure to awaken her first.
Yeah, be sure you awaken her so she actually gets the ability. Yeah, so Liminity, you asked which ones would you use for defense and which ones would you use for attack. I would use that same team for both. DemiDev1. Yeah, sure. I'd love to check out your monsters. Just go ahead and hop into channel 2160, and as soon as we do Kevin's, we'll do yours. Let's go ahead and jump in Kevin's there, Zeno. All right, so it looks like you took my vice as before and running the win team. Kevin, could you give me an update on how you're doing in the arena defense? Looks like he's got up to 1560. That's pretty good. So for Kevin in the past, Zeno, I suggested using a win team since he had a win Chimera. If you see anything in here that you would change, let me know. You definitely need to get that win Chimera awakened. I know that much for sure. He does have a Fire Epicon, so you could throw that in there. Even though you're running a win squad, Fire Epicon is still good in there. Mainly because she just shields for a turn, and you already have plus 50% health, so like your guys would be pretty strong. And if I was going to take her out for anything, I would trade her out for your Wind Epicon, of course.
Yeah. Although for arena offense, Fire Epicon and Wind Epicon can work well together if you can get your speeds to be basically the same. Since if you use the Wind Epicon's second skill, you can actually increase the amount of time you stay invincible.
Wait, so what do you mean? Like you can, if you look, let's say you shield, right, and then you use block flow. What does that do?
It increases the turn that buffs last by 1. So instead of being invincible for 1 turn and immune for 2 turns, it's invincible for 2 turns and immune for 3 turns. But to do that, you have to make sure their speeds match.
Okay, so that's cool. I did not know that. Basically, what you can do is if you go to the info tab on both of your Epicons, you want to get their speeds to match, and you want them both to be high, because the Fire Epicon I think is running Swift anyway, or should be. Yeah, she is. So like right now it's at 145. I think you at least need to get this up to around 200. Maybe not actually. You already have a 5-star rune there. Maybe it's because you don't have her awakened. Get your Fire Epicon awakened for sure. And that even gives her more speed, yeah. It says right here, increases attack speed by 15. So yeah, Kevin, I wouldn't change too much. Oh, fat kid. This is my friend Miguel. He's just trolling you guys. Takashi, what do I think about the monster rating chart? This is what I think about it. Mainly, that chart was written a long time ago. Some of it is still accurate. Most of it is not. And plus, I think any monster can be good given the right runes. But I think some monsters with the same runes as others are a little better. So, go ahead.
Just to verify, is this the rating chart from a while ago, or is this the one by City on the Com2Us forums?
I read the Cydia one too, and I didn't like it very much at all. Mainly because she hated on some of my favorite creatures, or he, whatever. But I don't think any chart is going to be accurate because everyone's going to have different opinions, and it depends on which team you run. Like, let me give you a for instance. Fire Amazon. Fire Amazon's rated pretty low on just about any chart you look at. But it gives a speed boost as the leader. So I think that the fire Amazon is actually pretty good, and should be much higher on the charts as a 3-star. So the next one we're going to look at is Demidevs, Kroxig, and then we'll check out Azazel, and then I'll start doing some arena.
All right.
So he's got a bunch of 4-stars. A light Death Knight. That's pretty cool. And the light Death Knight has the I think all the Death Knights do, but they stop the enemy recovery, which is the same thing as the Joker does. So he's really good against things like Wind Warbear and Water Epicon Priest. I'm not sure what runes I would run on him, but I would assume the Light Death Knight is very good. What do you think for a team for this guy, Zeno?
You'll want the Fire Vamp. For Arena offense, you'll want the Fire Vampire for sure. And Windsylph as leader. And you'll want Chloe. And for your last spot, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, probably the Light Death Knight. Though you'll want to increase your crit rate on your Fire Vampire a bit. 49% is not quite that reliable.
And I think that's just because you don't have the right runes yet, and you have a defense rune that you need to get rid of. You need attack percent on 2 and 6 and crit rate on 4. And I used to use Swift Energy on my vampire. I switched to Vampiric Energy, but you need the energy to stay alive. There's just so many water creatures in the arena that just wreak havoc on the vampire. So you're definitely gonna want some energy on him.
Actually, and another thing you can try is maybe a wind team using a wind ninja as the leader. So something like wind ninja, wind sylph, wind period, and I guess Chloe for the last spot.
I don't know. I still think it'd be better to run your Wind Sylph for Chloe. If you're gonna run Chloe, you might as well run the Wind Sylph as your leader. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. It's a 6% change, and you're adding, quite possibly the best Epicon Priest to your team.
And the Chloe's a bit too slow right now. Since it's full energy, it has +1 speed.
Yeah, you need a speed rune on 2, and on 4 and 6, you need HP percent. So basically, what I would do, and I pretty much agree with Zeno, Wind Sylph is your leader, Fire Epicon Priest, Fire Vampire, and Light Death Knight. I'm gonna hop out of there and check Azazel. Azazel. So you should definitely be using your Fire Occult Girl. Your first priority is to get her awakened. She's really good. She does a lot of damage. I'm pretty sure you run Fatal Blade on her. I think all the ones I've seen had Fatal Blade. I guess Fatal Focus could be a thing.
Just remember that no matter how much accuracy you have, your skills will never be higher than what it's written on the tooltip. So if you're not sure about how accuracy works, check the thread on that on App Invasion, or check on Reddit.
So for a team, I would say Fire Occult Girl, Wind Sylphid, that's actually, I'm actually not sure now that I've seen your water period. I think Fire Occult Girl, Wind Sylphid, Water Period, and probably your Wind Period. What do you think?
Mm. Oh, an awakened water Succothus as a leader might help, but yeah, I'm not too sure either. Oh, actually, if you run Fire Occult Girl together with as leader together with Fire Phantom Thief, your surprise visit will crit a lot and help build a stun composition.
And with the period, that'll work too, considering you put Despair on the period with 1,000 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. So Fire Occult Girl, Fire Phantom Thief, Wind Sylphid, and Water Period. Yeah, I think I like that a lot more.
And for the runes on the Fire Phantom Thief, just go. I'd say Rage Blade, but if you're gonna use Fire Call Girl as the leader, you might be able to skip the blade, and then you can run critical damage instead of critical rate on your slot 4 for your Fire Phantom Thief.
Yeah, that sounds good. So focus on getting that stuff awakened. At least you're winning some, Kevin. I'll show you mine. Mine's not very. I don't have a lot of successfuls either, but I consider when I'm winning, more than one a day to be a successful day as far as arena defense goes. So here's my history. Oh, it looks like I had some success today, but mostly it's all failed. I wish you could have saw yesterday. Yesterday was terrible. I added the Wind Joker to my team today, and it's made a huge difference. All right, I guess we're gonna check out Gunners, and then that's all we're gonna do for teams today. All right, so right away I see the potential for a stun comp or a heavy damage comp on your team. Wind Nine-Tailed Fox is the best of the Nine-Tailed Fox in my opinion, and she does a lot of damage. I'm not sure whether to run Fatal Blade or Fatal Energy on her. What do you think about running Despair on the Wind Period?
I wouldn't say that's a good idea since she's only single target. And if you rune her for damage, if you use Spinning Slash, which is her multi-target attack, you're probably gonna one-hit KO. So the Despair isn't gonna help any in that case.
Yeah, but even against like most of the time, what you're going to be targeting with Spinning Splash is like Water Epicon Priest or something bigger. So I mean, wouldn't Despair make a little bit more sense as far as stunning a Epicon Priest?
Maybe. I don't own one myself. I want to use my friends, and every time I've used it, it's been a one-hit KO in dungeons.
I'm just not sure for Arena. But most of them I've seen, they don't do much. At least to me, I don't use mine. I have one, but I don't use it. But everyone that I've seen in the Arena, of course, I have a Water Chimera and a Water Epicon Priest, so they're both very hard to take down anyway. But they never even get even my Chimera below half HP. As far as a team goes, Wind Nine-Tailed Fox, Water Period are for sures. I feel like you need a buffer. Okay, you need to get your Light Inugami up. That's a very important addition to the team. So my suggestion is Wind Nine-Tailed Fox, Wind Period, Light Inugami, and you need a buffer, whether it be a Fire Hellhound or a Water Mystic Witch. You need to get one of those and add that as your 4th spot. The Light Inugami, once he gets mobilized, is just insane. I guess he has it without being awakened. What do you think? Does that sound like a good team, or?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, well, I hope that helps, Gunner. So I think for the rest of the stream, I'm going to do some arena stuff and maybe a few dungeons. I'd like to thank Zeno for joining me today and helping me out. Do you have anything to say, Zeno?
No. Sometimes I'm a bit nervous.
No, you're good. You're good. Zeno is pretty active on App Invasion forums, so if you guys haven't checked that out yet, be sure to do so. If you have any questions for him or me, just say it in the chat, and I'm sure one of us will get to it. Yeah, so thanks, Zeno.
All right. Okay.
All right. Later, man.
Yeah, maybe I'll do this again sometime.
Yeah, I'd love to have your help.
All right.
All right, bye. All right, so let's jump in here and do some arena. That's correct, fat kid. So we have 7 invitations. I guess we'll just go ahead and start at the bottom and work our way up. At least get a few buffs in before we start taking on the 100 people. So a team I've been using a lot more recently is Wind Joker and Vampire instead of my Chimera. It just gives me a lot more options going into it. Yeah, Demi, I'll upload this vid. You can also, the YouTube video won't be up until real late tonight or early in the morning. So if you want to watch this as soon as I'm done, if you click videos over on the chat on the right, you can actually watch it right after the stream is over. So this guy's got a Water Archangel. Water Archangels are like the best healers in the game, but the Wind Joker really sets them back, and I guess the Death Knight does now as well. Oh, someone wanted me to use the Wind Mystic Witch. I'm sorry, the Water Mystic Witch. I will do that on the next battle. So the reason why the Archangel is so good, the Water Archangel, is because he has two heals. One of them heals over time every turn, and the other one is just one big heal. So if I don't get my healing debuff on him, it's going to take me a long time to kill him. As you see there, that was the big hill. My healing debuff didn't hit him. He's going to be able to heal again. Still didn't hit him. This time I'm just not going to give him a chance to heal. BlueStacks does not cost anything childish, but you're going to need to watch a YouTube video on how to set it up with adding RAM to it and lowering the resolution, otherwise it will lag. So someone wanted me to use the Water Mystic Witch, so I'm going to do that for this battle. Usually you want to use it with, with a speed team, but I think I'm going to try it this way. This is a full water squad. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to run Windself as my leader. And I'm going to bring in the Mystic Witch. So this way I have full access to whatever's going on. And I think I'm going to use the Fire Epicon instead of the water. And that is the reason why I use the Water Mystic Witch. One buff and one attack, and this is what happened to the team. 2 attacks, dead. And this guy's ranked 1500, I think. 1400. So Zeno, if you're still watching, looks like we're gonna get to check out that Dark Harpoo here. We're gonna try the same squad again. Wow, this guy's faster than me with the Sylph. That's crazy. So it didn't look like Violent Friends attacked with everybody. And there you see it again. Like, that damage is insane with the Mystic Witch. You know, that guy has fairly high rating. He's over 1,500. I consider anyone over 1,500 to have, you know, to at least have some idea of what's going on in the game. Here's another one. Let's try him out. This guy's got a lot of level 40 stuff, and a lot of it's water, wind. So my Fire Apricot might not be the best, but I'm still going to use it. And I think we're going to be able to wreck this team again with the Joker, so we're going to try it out. I've never used this team before. I'm just trying it out, considering I'm using the speed. So let's see what happens here. Good lord. Good lord. I love this team already. We got 2 stuns too. Like this, they got 1 attack off. They're gonna get 1 attack. And there you go. And that's how you fight with the Water Mystic Witch. Here's another 1,500. Again, 2 water, 2 wind. Let's go for it. They are running a speed lead too, so they may beat me on speed, so this could get interesting real quick. That's that wind Epicon, or the wind Ninetales I was telling you about. That's absolutely insane how much damage she does. And I lost my water guy, but that should be okay. I was really hoping that would take her out. That's a lot of damage. The Phoenix actually does a lot more damage than I thought it did. Just gonna go ahead and make sure this thing dies. A lot of times in high-level arena battles like this, you're going to lose your Water Mystic Witch because she's just there for the buff and then she dies. But once she gets the buff off, it doesn't matter, because as long as you can survive with a Fire Epicon or something, you're going to go ahead and destroy your opponent. So let's go ahead and try the 1647 out. This is a higher ranked person. Looks like they have 1 of each element. So I don't know if I want to run my vampire here or not. I think I'm going to go for the outspeed here. Even though he's got an Aqua Girl, this could get really messy really quick. Wow, he outsped me. This could get real bad. Alright, let's see how bad this is. Oh, wow. I'm gonna lose it. Maybe not. Wow. Well, that was a lot closer than I wanted it to be, but I'm trying out a new team, so it's not too bad, I guess. This team is all win, pretty much, so we're definitely going to need a vampire for this one. We're not going to take the Water Witch because there's a good chance she's going to die against the speed team before we ever get a chance to go, so I'm not even going to bring her. And because there's probably 2 stuns here, maybe 3, I'm going to go ahead and put the Fire Epicon as my leader. BlueStacks only works on the computer, Childish, but it works for Android, yeah. It should be. It doesn't matter though. You can just. It just simulates an Android. You just download Summoner's War and then sign in with her Hive account. We definitely want the vampire, and we're gonna bring the Water Epicon as well. So this is the team I normally run with. It doesn't have as much attack as the other team does, but it's still really good. And the reason why it's good is because it focuses all these winds to target my Wind Epicon, which isn't going to do anything for him. My Water Epicon, sorry. Yeah, it'll work, Childish. If you download BlueStacks on your PC, it'll work. So that's all the arena invitations I have. I'm glad you guys got to see a little bit of me doing arena. I'm going to do a video of me just doing arena one day. and I want maybe buy some arena invitations and just work my way up, because I feel like if you look at how I switch my team up for different battles, you can see like get a better idea of how to attack certain monsters. I'm gonna go ahead and do a Giants Keep B9. If you guys want to ask any questions while I'm doing this, go ahead, and after I do this, I will probably close the stream. So feel free to ask your questions now. As you can see, I kind of got a little bit better at doing this. And we're awarded with a 5-star focus rune. That's kind of cool. It's got accuracy on it and everything. Alright, so guys, that's about it. I appreciate everybody for watching. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some either Magic Online or The Sims 3 this weekend. And when The Sims 4 comes out, I'm going to be streaming that as well. So I hope you guys can tune in and watch that as well. I'm gonna be getting a webcam tomorrow. I ordered it. It should be here tomorrow, and I'll be putting that up in the top right on my screen. Let me think of anything else. Oh, thanks Zeno for helping me out today. If you guys haven't already, please follow. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube videos are down below. Go ahead and check those out if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Have a good night.